Hey there guys, it's Rick User here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews and where we tell you the facts, not fluff. So what are we doing? Well, we got part 2 here with our JTS Airacuda Max in 25 cal. But before we shoot it, we got to scope it. Let's get to it. Okay, so what scope are we using, guys? Well, we're going to be using the ATN LTV. I really like ATN products. I don't know, there's something about looking through the scope and then watching the pellet fly and hitting your target and then having that on video that I really like. And that's what both the X-Sight 4K Pro, and they have a new version coming out, which we'll be featuring here once we get some in. And also they've got the LTV. Now the LTV is a little bit scaled down, and it's for guys like me, maybe guys like you, that I don't need all the bells and whistles, I just need a button, start. That's all I really care about. Can I get on target? Will it record when I hit the button? Does it have day-night function? Yes, yes, and yes. That's what this does. It's a little bit less money, and it's, okay, doesn't have the same feature set, but for the kind of shooting I'm doing, I really like the LTV, just my personal preference. If you want all the features and you're going to move it from gun to gun to gun and have all kind of profiles and use all of that stuff, well, the X-Sight 4K Pro or the new Pro one that they've got coming out, those are even better for that. But if you just got one gun and you just want to get some footage, LTV is for me. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. I'm going to set this down here and we'll push these out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box. So what we got in it anyway. So we've got all of our goodies. We've got our manual. So it is an electronic sight. It does have menus and settings and functions and features. And if you want to know what all those do, take a look at the manual. Save yourself some headache. It really will save you some headache. We've got our charging cable. Now I've already been charged. This has already been charged up, so we don't need this right now, but it's a USB-C charger. We've got some mounts, which is, thank you so much for including the mounts. We're going to get to those in a minute. And I think we're going to need this one and this one. Okay, we're going to need those mounts. It comes with an illuminator, which is awesome, and a set of batteries. So you might want to stock up. These are the CR 123As. So get those. They're not rechargeable. So get those. We're not going to need this because we're going to be shooting in the daytime. But if you want to shoot at night, this is your illuminator. It works really well. They do have upgraded versions too if you want more range, but for the kind of shooting I'm doing, the bundled one is perfect. I hate flies. Get away, fly. All right, now let's get to the good stuff here. Here is our scope. So the LTV version is a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller, has a little bit smaller battery, but you're still looking at redonkulous battery life. Okay, so if you turn it on in about 10 seconds, you can take a shot. You can go hunting all night and not run out of battery. I'm just telling you, huge battery on these things. The bigger version has longer battery, but this has got a lot of battery life. You're not going to run out, which is super cool. Okay, we got this here. There is a sunshade if you want to use it. Actually, this is not a sunshade. This is the eye cup. I don't use this because I have glasses and it doesn't work for me. But if you want to use this to kind of block out everything around you or maybe hide a glow from the viewfinder, you can use that, put your eye right up against it, and you'll be fine. I don't use it. Okay. This cover is cool. So when it's on your gun, you can use this to cover your scope, little scope cover. Pretty nice. And there's a pouch inside to stow your charging cable. Okay, now we got what we need. Let's go ahead, get this mounted to our gun. All right. Come on now. There we go. It's really cool that they include an offset mount because a lot of times you just need it. So an offset mount gives you that angle. That's very cool. So whether you need it up front, depending on your gun, or you need it in the back, you got it, which is nice. It also has a standard mount, so if you don't need the offset and want to just run 2 standard mounts, you can do that too. Okay, this one is going to go up front. Now the scope tops are probably interchangeable. They are. So if you need to run this one up front, and I hope I'm right about this. If I'm wrong, you guys let me know, but I'm pretty sure this is the case. If you need to, you could use this top on this rail. It looks like they're all set up the same size and the same spacing. And you would need that because this is what you're going to mount your illuminator to if you use it. Okay. And if I'm wrong about that, you guys just let me know. But I believe I'm right. I've been wrong before. It's okay. It happens. Okay. So we're going to have one mount here. We're not quite sure where we're going to need our rear mount. So we look at this. We look at this. Probably about there. Okay. That won't be in the way. It should be fine. Okay. So that should be perfect. There you go. All right, so what's really cool about what ATN has done with all of their modern products, their original scope, which I actually have one of the original ones, which you had to use AA batteries, didn't last very long, had an integrated mount, and I really struggled finding an air gun it would work well on. These just have a 30 mil tube. So any 30 mil mounts that work for your gun and work with this, they're going to work. I think that is so cool because you don't need anything special. If you have Weaver, Dovetail, Picatinny, whatever, as long as you have 30 mil tube or 30 mil mounts and you get the spacing right, it's going to work with your scope. And if that lines up, gives you the right eye relief, you're good to go. That is way cool. Okay, let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, all right. Let's see, that looks like a small Allen. Is it this guy? Nope. Okay, is it standard? All right, let me go get a different set of Allen wrenches. I don't have the right bit here, hold on. Let's see if it's 2.5. It is 2.5. So we'll take these off. Okay, I'm going to drop that on here and we just replace it. Okay, now this is pretty high off the bore. If that doesn't suit you, just give a different set of mounts. It's really easy. And it looks like you could use standard mounts. You don't need to use this offset mount on this rifle because you could come straight down from here with a standard set of 30 mil mounts and you'd be all set. But I'm going to use the bundled mounts. Okay, do not tighten those all the way down because you're going to need to be able to move it around. Cool thing about this is that if the cheek piece needs to be higher, we've got an adjustable cheek piece. We just raise it up and get that eye relief, get that cheek weld that's exactly what you want it to be. That is one of the differences between the Max and the Standard. It's a nicer stock. Okay. Okay, now we're at the point where we need to probably sit down, get our eye relief set, make some fine adjustments, make sure our reticle's square, all that kind of good stuff. I will talk about the different settings on the scope, the eye focus, the parallax or the focus. I don't think this is called parallax, it's actually just focus. And also magnification. So I'm also going to go fill this gun up, so we're going to be ready to do some shooting. So we're going to take a break. and pause just for a minute. I'm going to go fill it up. When we come back, we'll start talking about the different settings on the scope to get ready to do some shooting, and then we'll do some shooting. All right, be back in a minute. Okay, we have got our rifle. We've got our scope mounted, although it is definitely not square. I can tell that just by looking at it. Okay, we'll get that sorted out. And I can tell you that the cheek piece is way too low. So I am going to go and grab, I think it's a number 3 or number 4. Number 4. Number 4. We are going to raise this up. Okay. So let me turn our scope on. Okay. Okay, we need to move the scope back some. All right. That's a good height. We'll go with that, which is essentially all the way up here. Now, if you wanted to run lower mounts, get this lower down, you certainly could do that. Okay. We're going to need to back this up. I don't know if I brought my wrench out with me. Let me see what I got here, if this will work. Oh, that'll work. We can use that. Okay, we're going to need to back that scope up. Okay. I can't go that far. Let's go that far. Let's see how that does for us. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the scope and getting it set up to shoot. I'm going to need a 2.5 to tighten our mounts down. Okay. So another cool thing about the ATN stuff is that the scope works just like a regular scope. We've got our adjustment here, which is essentially, if you're familiar with a scope and you want to focus your reticle, you use this adjustment. Then you're going to have a magnification. Well, we have a digital magnification to push button up here. And then we have our adjustable objective or focus or parallax adjustment up front here. So you have the same basic adjustments, which is cool. So as I'm looking through this, I want to make sure that my screen and my reticle is clear. I'm not concerned about the sight picture out there. I just want to make sure that my display is as sharp as it can be. Okay, now I'm going to get my gun level and I'm going to look through it and I'm going to scooch it back a little bit more in the mounts. That is pretty level. Now you can probably go through a bunch of things to make sure it's super, super level, but for today, close enough. We'll go ahead and just snug up our mounts. Now, this not having any recoil makes it really easy. You don't need to wrench down on this to make sure it's not going to move around. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, we'll get the front one. Now I have put an SD card in here, so hopefully I'll remember to hit the start button and we can get some footage. Okay, there we go. Awesome. So I can see very clearly out to 100 yards, like crystal clear. And if I want to zoom in, there's a button and it just cycles through the zoom function. So that's 15 power. And at 100 yards, I can see that rear bank just clear as day. At 75 yards, I've got a target. At 50 yards, I've got some smaller targets. So I think we've got a lot of wind today. So I am actually going to try and sight this at 50, even though we've got the wind, and just see how we do. I'm not going to try and put it on paper because I don't think that's going to be practical. Here's our magazine. Let's see how many rounds we have. I don't remember if it's 10 or not. 1, 2, 9. Oh, 10, we do, 10 round mags. Now, I said there was something cool about these mags. When you put them in, a lot of times the mags will sit right center of the rail, which means your scope has to be jacked up higher than it needs to be. You have a lot of room to bring the scope down. If you do not want to shoot this high over the bore, I keep going back to this, it looks like a standard set of mounts would work just fine here, and you'd be good to go. You can bring this down, you still have clearance over your mag, and if that's what you want to do, you certainly could do that. We'll load up my other mag here. Before we shoot, actually, let's check and see where our reg's set to, because I didn't even look. I know I filled it up. No leaks, fortunately. That's good news. And let's take a look at where our reg's at. Okay, let's see. I'll pull the mag, decock the gun. Okay. All right, we are sitting at right at the right pressure, 3,200, and we are at just over 2,000 PSI on our reg. So that's not bad, that'll do. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take a shot at the dirt bank. And we are going to use, and I believe I can record this, so let's hit go. And we're going. I'm going to take a shot using the 1-shot-0. Let me see. Let's make sure we're zoomed out. That's what we want. Okay. We're zoomed out. We're recording. We're going to go to zeroing. And I'm going to take a shot. High left. So now we just move our reticle to about where we hit. It does go up and then over. Okay. Now we'll hit center, enter. Let's see where we're hitting now. Oh yeah, that's how the 1-shot-0 works. I've got a quadrant target down there. Let's see if we'll hit center. Let's see here. Pretty close. Looks like I'm a little low. Okay, yeah, we're just a little bit low. That last shot was in the center. So we're going to adjust down just a touch, save it, enter, confirm. Let's go back to here. We're zoomed in again now. Let's see how we're doing. A little low left, or low right, excuse me. A little to the right. There it is. All right, so we got to move it over just a touch. We'll go back to our zeroing. I'm going to try that. Boy, the flies are bad today. Have any more left? I do. Okay. Give the flies a break here. Okay, let's take another shot. There it is. That's too cool. Looks like we have one more. All right, so we're drilling a 1-inch spinner at 50 yards in the wind out of the box. If that doesn't kind of show you guys why I'm a fan of what JTS is bringing to the table, I don't know what does. This is all I've shot. You guys saw me unbox it, guys. This was it. Literally a few shots and we're drilling the center on that 1-inch. That's a little 1-inch steel spinner down there at 50 yards, 52 yards. And yeah, that's what we're doing. That is too freaking cool. Super affordable, very nice build quality, very nice stock. Just, yeah, I'm excited about this. If you're looking for to get your first air gun and you want something that's, you know, traditional, wood stock, good construction, rebuildable, serviceable, all of that stuff that maybe you're looking for, my goodness, this thing is a great option. I don't know what we're going to get for shot count and for energy and power. I don't know what we're going to get for that. We'll deal with that later. But for right now, that is freaking cool to just sit down and get those kind of results right out of the box. Super pumped. Guys, that's going to be it for now. I think we're going to have to spend a little more time doing some shooting, which I'm probably going to do off camera just so I can have some fun. My name is Rick Kutzer here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews and where we bring you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.